show you is an install. I'll do it in the truck as well, but I'm going to show you where everything is. So here's our battery. Here is the alternator charger and the power bank, and then all our cables. So this cable here is the cable that will connect the power bank to the charger. And instead of just, plugging it in the normal way, as you can see right now, I've got 98%, okay? So the charger will plug in the back, and we will, actually I'll do that right now. I'm not gonna plug everything in there. Hardest part to getting these Velcro straps off. I like these Velcro straps that keep everything nice and tight, but sometimes they can be a little difficult. But yeah, so we will take these off so as to stop sticking to each other. So as you can see, we've got two different ends. This is going to go to the charger itself. This goes to the battery bank. Now, right now, EcoFlow only charges its own, and only some of its own that will have this port. They are working on some sort of adapter that will be able to charge others, but right now, this will plug in to the back. This will go into the unit. But let's get this thing wired up first. But you can see how thick this cable is. This cable is a good inch thick. Very heavy duty. We are sitting with 600 watt. Here's our fuse. So the fuse itself is going to get connected to the battery. I'm gonna go grab a socket for this, so I'll be right back. Now this, basically what you're gonna do is you're going to pull this through your firewall. Then you're going to hook this up. So this makes it easier to connect to your firewall without having the fuse on there. If you're wondering why they didn't do that, because sometimes there's not a lot of room to pull through your firewall. And being that this cable's pretty thick, you need to find that room. And then find an area to hide this cable, because it is pretty big. So, put this fuse cover back on. So now this is already pulled through your firewall. This is your engine bay, or whatever you're hooking your battery up to. You can see there's a little car in here. That's your battery. This is to your machine. This is a connector, and this is your antenna. So we're gonna connect this to the car one, and it's got a car on the top of it as well. Okay. And then we're gonna connect this to the charger. As I said, the green light's on. Now I'm pulling 496 watts. So this thing gets charged pretty quickly. Now, this battery should be fully charged, but turn this on. We are 100%. output, so far it says my output is 20. What am I pulling in here? I'm not pulling anything in right now. This one's AC. And that one. But yeah, I'm pulling here. Sorry, helps if I turn it on. That's charging that one. So I need to, actually, yeah, I'm doing it backwards here. Charging from here to here for input. Turn DC on then. Maybe it's not on. Oh yeah, it's not on. There we go. So we're pulling 33, 64, 92. So it looks like we're holding at 92, and that's off your power, your cigarette lighter, whatever you want to call it. So 92 compared to, and think how long that will take to charge. So there's that trim piece off. So it looks like I got room in here to put it. But I have other wires that I just moved over to the other side. Oh, a washer. To the other side here too. So here's a cable conduit. So I'll run the cable through here to the back, and then I'll figure out what I'll do at the back yet. But yeah, let's get that going. Okay, I want to make sure I've got enough to go into the engine bay. So I'm going to leave probably about that much. Now the problem here is, so I've got these that go into these little clips here. So that means I can't run the cable like I would. I can run it differently. So maybe, let's see what I got under here. I can run it under the carpet. So now I gotta poke a hole through here and then get this through. Let's do this. So I've also got to patch that hole afterwards. So I siliconed it a few times. I sprayed a rubber adhesive so you can kind of see where it's dripped before. But I like to make sure it's all sealed. But let's get this thing fixed so that it's not going to be in my way. Okay. I think that's clipped in. Now I gotta put that back on. silicone in there. So we'll just fast forward to getting the seat out. Okay, seat's out. Always fun pulling seats out. Now I'll run the cable up. I'll take this out and then try to weave this through here. Fit everything in loosely so everything lines up, because I've tightened everything up before and the backs didn't line up. So now I loose fit everything. Like I said earlier that it had 4. There's 4 big ones and 4 small ones. Okay, get the seatbelt back up. This will get it curled out under here, and everything is complete. Let's test it out. Okay, let's grab this and find out now. Okay, from the car, walk up, and to the battery, we walk up. Actually, let's take this one off for a sec. Charging. So I see the green light on there. Let me turn this around. 800 max. Oh, this went to 6 of it. I'm not driving either, so. But we could be rounding down right now because we're at 99. But wow, what a difference for charging. So there we go. All wired in, ready for our next trip. I've always said I keep things honest. I love the setup, but one thing I don't like is that when you're not using this, there's no cap for this. And it's not too hard to, have something fall in here and short out. So this is one thing I don't like. Maybe I'll make a cover, but for now I'm just going to cover it with my sunglasses case. But this is something that I will talk to EcoFlow about, because these aren't always in use. So to have some sort of cover on this would make sense. Yeah, that's my only issue with this whole setup. I love everything, but this, yeah.
What you doing?
I just gotta quickly get a bit of work here done. But I'm thankful for this EcoFlow generator because it charges things. I can run this laptop. I don't know what we're at for power, but we're pulling up 518 and we're sitting at 99% right now. I've never been able to charge that fast before. So it's great when I'm trying to get work done. It's something so simple. Pulling straight off the battery and charging straight off of here instead of charging off a power port. And we've installed a few of those to do stuff like that. But this way, it's great. I love it. Thank you, EcoFlow, for thinking of something like this and getting everything working for us. Thanks. This is the app for the charger. So you can see right now we're pulling 13 volts off the alternator. That's 670 watts. It's going over to the Delta. We can do a battery maintenance, reverse charge. I can turn it on and off here. And that's all in the app. So it tells you your temperature, what percentage you're at, and how long it will take to charge fully. This is in the EcoFlow app. Pretty cool.